Hey everybody, Brett from AstartesGaming here, back with another episode of our Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord Let's Play. What you're seeing right now is a little bit of pre-recorded footage from prior to this episode, where off camera I was able to get Calatild to join our faction through a dialogue check. So as you can see there, we got lucky right out of the gate with a critical success, and that's ultimately how we were able to pull it off. We did try to recruit her previously and failed, as well as a few other Vlandian lords. So I was very excited to be able to do it on the second try. I was actually really surprised with how soon after the initial one we were able to talk to her again about it. But I'm very glad that we were able to, because obviously we were successful. And it's going to be a major, major windfall for us, because she held quite a bit of land for the Vlandians. And now it's all part of our kingdom, as is her army and the armies of all of her clanmates, which are quite a few. She has several sons and her husband that are all part of her clan. So all in all, a bunch of characters joining us, which is absolutely fantastic for moving forward with our kingdom. All right, so if I cut this correctly, or if I remember to do it correctly, you guys should have just seen me recruit Calatild into our faction, which is obviously a huge blow to the Vlandians, losing one of their more powerful lords, and a huge gain for us, because not only do we get a powerful lord plus the rest of her family, we also gain all the territory she held, which of course was Jaculan, all the villages attached. And I didn't recognize this at the time, but she was also the one holding Varcheg up here. So we gained 2 towns out of this, not just one. In the last episode, I talked about maybe trying to make peace with the Vlandians, but this really changes things for us. So before we try to make peace, I think what we're going to do is go after Galland and Hungard Castle. So basically, my goal is, by the end of this episode, if not maybe the next 2 episodes, I want to hold all of the territory south of this river. And then I think I'll be content to make peace with the Vlandians. That'll give us a nice starting area for our kingdom. And it will allow us to have, I think, enough of a base of power to then go and start waging war on other factions. You may also notice that Calatild's faction, or clan, now has some new heraldry. It might look a little bit out of place right now. But as I said before, I'm going to try to use some custom heraldry for pretty much every faction that joins us. So as we expand, we'll have more and more heraldry that's a little bit more detailed than the sort of generic looking stuff in the base game, along the lines of the Black Knights down here at Usant Castle as well. And again, I'm going to use a lot of the Warhammer ones that were done by some very creative people on Reddit, if modified slightly. This one is entirely custom. I tried to do it in line with their existing heraldry, but with some more unique colors and, again, more detail. So I'll give you a better look at that if we go to our kingdom. We go to clans, and here's a nicer look at it. So it's got the red fleur-de-lis, white background. The old heraldry just had flowers. I wasn't sure what kind, so I picked something that was kind of a contrasting color to the red, although this is kind of like a blue purple color, so whatever. And then it has the name of the clan across the banner there, so it says Aromanc. Just like how with the Black Knights it says Karis, for these guys it just has their name across it. And again, I'm going to try to do something cool like this for all of our clans that join us. So in honor of them joining us, we have a tournament happening in Jaculan that we'll go ahead and take part in. And then we're going to call up all the banners, and we're going to march on Galland, I think. I have no idea what the garrison is there, but I checked before recording, and we can muster like 750 men if we call all the lords to follow us. And that should be more than enough to deal with whatever the town has. So again, let's start by going to the arena. We'll jump into this tournament before the day ends. And then we'll call everybody to come fight for us. It's like we're fighting for an Eastern cavalry shield. I have no real interest in this, but I'd like to win anyway. We'll skip that round since I'm not part of it. Looks like Unthari, that's Calatild's husband. he has advanced along with a couple of elite Vlandian units. Istin and Garvey were both eliminated, as was Soltild and Breeden Fairhair, a mercenary in the tavern. So it looks like we will be fighting alongside Lyanna for once. That's nice. Against some hodgepodge troops. So let's see if it's worth betting. I'll throw some money in there. And then we'll join. We're both mounted. This is, ooh, I actually came out worse for wear on that. I was going to say, this is a little bit unfair having me and Lyanna on the same team and fighting from horseback, but I seem to be struggling here a bit. Okay, there we go. Got the champion. Can I tell her to follow me? No, you can't actually issue orders in these anymore, which is a shame because it made tournaments a lot easier in Warband. I'll just start stabbing in here randomly then, and maybe something will work out. So far it has. Fantastic. Okay, there's one blue and one yellow left. I'm actually more concerned about this guy on the ground, so let's get rid of him. And then this Billman here is going to get stabbed in the face. Cool. So obviously, Roland and Lyanna sweep that one. And it looks like we'll be on the same team all the way up till the final, potentially. So Unthari with a Gallant against a Sergeant and a Caravan Guard. I'm going to bet on the red team there. And then, of course, our red team down here should have no problem. I'll throw in some more cash. And let's see. Oh, okay, so she's got a crossbow, I've got a billhook. Let's make sure we win this, because I don't know that she's going to have much success against a billhook if she's got to go 2-on-1. Serpentine. Oh, that didn't help all that much. Slap you around with this. And we are victorious. Okay, so let's throw in some more money. Oh, red team lost. Okay. Right, so Lyanna and I again against a Sergeant and a Caravan Guard. And it looks like we've got a similar setup to the last round, but we're going sword and board rather than billhook. And you're going to open yourself up for a slash to the face. Pretty poor effort there on his part. Looks like they haven't even cleaned up the bodies yet from the last round. It's kind of unfair. He doesn't have a shield, so I don't know that he's going to stand much of a chance. Oh, well, if I keep screwing up, he might. And Lyanna drops him with a bolt. Alright, so it'll be 1-on-1 in the finals. Roland against Lyanna. Husband against wife. King against queen. Let's see how they do. Roland's got a little bit of an unfair advantage in that, of course, I'm controlling him, and the player character is always a little bit better than the AI. But she is quite skilled and pretty well armored, so she might still be able to win this. I'm not infallible by any means. Oh, playing dirty. All's fair in love and tournaments. Oh, that made it through my shield somehow. Oh, she's fainting. Gotta watch out for that. I think she's a lot faster. There we go. Because I was really struggling to get hits in there. But we win regardless, so we get a shield. One that we'll probably never use. I'll see if it's worth giving to anybody in our party. But it is an Eastern shield. We are a Western faction, so it might just be trade fodder. Okay, so that is that. Let's go ahead and leave. And I'm going to, again, call up all the banners here. So Lyanna's already with us. Thomond is not too far away. He's got 67 men with him. Heckard is not too far either. He's got another 82. Calatild is actually in the city of Jakulan. She's actually, present because it is her city. So she's going to join us with another 127. And then Sylvind, her daughter, is going to bring another 89. And she's not too far either. So it's going to cost me 80 influence. We'll still have 119 to keep this army together with. And that's going to give us 756 men, which should be plenty. So let's go back into the town, and we'll wait here for the people to arrive. So here come Thomond, Sylvind, and Heckard, all at the same time. Alright, so that's everybody. We'll stop waiting. Let's go ahead and leave, and we're going to start pushing out west. We are missing someone. Who are we missing? That's significantly less than what I was told we would have. It's still enough, granted, but I would have liked more. Oh, hello, Dirthert. Let's grab some troops. I'm still working on the troop tree for this playthrough. I'm hoping to have it done tonight, so by the next episode we'll be able to start recruiting some of our holy Calradian troops. But we'll see how that goes. I'm trying to find a better way to implement it alongside the troops for our other playthroughs, so I don't have to change game files around all the time. But that may be the only way to do it. Dirther, what are you doing, man? Let's try to cut him off. Okay, so we've got him cornered. Interesting. What is that down there? I wonder if that's for like an incoming feature or something. Like maybe you'll be able to cross here by boat, but it hasn't been implemented yet. Okay, so we need to keep him cornered. And there we go. Alright, so 232 Vlandians against 545 Holy Calradians. I'm guessing that his party is primarily recruits, as it usually is. I mean, a good chunk of it, but not as many as you would typically expect. It looks like he actually has had some time to build up his army. Fernhard is also here. This is our brother-in-law, and a prime suspect for who might have betrayed us in Karis. But we'll talk about that more later. And then Allery decided to join in a bit suicidally. I don't know why he threw his 8 men into this death match, but he did. There's no point trying to get them to join us right now. Neither is the leader of their clan. Dirthert, of course, is the leader of his, but he's also the faction leader, so he couldn't. So I see no other recourse other than just fight, so let's fight. Okay, so here's our order of battle. It looks like Sylvan is going to command the infantry. Calatild is also going to command the infantry. This is actually the archer group, though. Heckard is going to command the cavalry, and Thomond is going to join Group 4, which is like my personal bodyguards. I would have liked to see Leanna command one of these groups. I think she's a little bit more competent than a few of these people, but that's fine. So for starters, I'm going to ask Group 4 to follow me directly. Again, they're my bodyguards. We'll push the archers up in a loose formation right about here. I'm going to ask the infantry to form up into a shield wall behind them. And we'll split the cavalry out to one of the flanks. If I had more time, I would split them into 2 groups. In fact, it might still be worth doing that. Cavalry, let's transfer some of you over to the horse archer group. We'll just split it kind of even. And I want you guys over here, over there. Somewhere off on that flank, if it will let me. Okay, so now we've got about 24 cavalry on either flank. That'll give us a little bit more versatility. I'm going to forego having my bodyguard. Infantry, start pushing up. Right flank cavalry, start moving up. Left flank cavalry, start moving up. 3, go ahead and charge. 4, I'm going to delegate command to the AI there. Infantry, advance into the enemy. So our cavalry has met the enemy over there. You may notice a new weapon on my back. We'll see a bit more of that later. That is for the siege coming. I've crafted it myself. Ooh, frame rate is not great right now. But that is my new siege weapon that I think we'll have a lot of fun with. Okay, I'm just going to circle about here. Start cutting these guys down. I think the fight's already over, though it looks like their cavalry is still putting up a fight. Can't believe you didn't go down to that. There we go. I see you there. Anybody else? No. Some people on foot, but they're not a threat. I wanted to get rid of him because it looked like he might have been trying to line up a couched lance strike on me. I think he was just trying to flee, though. Oh, just a little bit off there. Having a hell of a time catching these guys. missed that completely. Where is my cavalry? You guys should all be slaughtering them at this point. In fact, everybody can charge. Archers, move up to here and just start shooting. This fight is definitely over. It's just a matter of how many... Oh, wow. I say that, and then their cavalry just completely turned the tide there briefly. Yeah, this is probably not wise of me. Infantry, regroup over here. I want to look at Calatild's shield there. It looks pretty good. I see you there, Mr. Billman. Volgier, excuse me. I cannot seem to clip anybody with this. I'm getting hits, I'm just not getting kills. And now I'm not getting hits either. And that was a miss. That was blocked, I think. Because it looked like my sword kind of rebounded. Infantry, move up to here. There's still some fighting happening all over the place, kind of. But I don't see like any pockets of defense anymore. Here we go. Oh, let's dodge through these trees. You guys are not doing so great. Okay, battle's finally over. It was a bit messy there in the middle, but all in all, I think it worked out pretty well for us. Yeah, 10 people died. It looks like, I'm guessing... I was going to say probably all for my party, but it looks like I only lost one crossbowman, so that's fine. Yeah, it was actually pretty evenly spread among all the lords. As far as their casualties go, it was, you know, obviously pretty one-sided. Okay, Durthert, the king. We're going to take him prisoner, because of course we are. And I'll take all of their prisoners as well. I don't know how much room I actually have to accommodate them, but I'm going to do my best because I'm trying to recruit as many of them into my own army as I can. It's a lot easier than, you know, recruiting up from the bottom. I am a bit over. I'm probably just going to cut all these recruits loose. And that leaves me just slightly over. So I'll get rid of the footmen, I think. Cool. We'll, of course, take all the loot. I don't see any reason not to. And so that is the main threat to our army dispatched. So we should be able to attack Galland uncontested now, hopefully. They might spring up another army. Oh, there's Morkan. I don't think 13 men is going to be able to do much. Might even... I was hoping he would go into Galland and we could trap him. Oh, there's Morkan with an O. Okay, so they have about 320, 330 men defending this, so we do outnumber them. Let's go ahead and besiege the town. Actually, before we do that, I wanted to make sure... I meant to go to clan, excuse me. I wanted to make sure that Soltild was our engineer. She is, okay. Just wanted to check. She's got a new outfit, by the way. But we were building stuff pretty slowly. It didn't seem to really change much that we upgraded our engineer from... I don't even remember if we had somebody assigned. But Roland's not very good at it. Leanna's not very good at it. In fact, nobody but Soltild is. However, when we switched to her, it didn't seem to speed things up considerably. And so I was wondering if I remembered to actually do that. So let's besiege this. As usual, we're going to queue up the ram. And then I'm going to ask for some fire onagers. Not going to bother with the towers. I don't find them to be especially useful. Your mileage may vary on that, but so far I've been pretty happy with ram, artillery, and ladders. That seems to be my bread and butter. Alright, so I had to abandon our siege almost immediately because Ingolthur was attacking Sargo. So we're going to run him down right now and defeat him. I'm hoping that's the last of the Vlandian lords for a little while. Can we not catch you? 4.4, 3.6. Oh yeah, we're quite a bit slower. But yeah, I'm hoping we can catch him, dispatch that army, and then they won't have anything to threaten us. Oh, Leanna's pregnant again. Oh boy. Okay. Oh, I thought for sure we'd have you there. Okay, so we've caught him, finally. Looks like Belgier is part of this as well. Do I have... Oh, I can't recruit my prisoners right now. That's fine. We'll go ahead and fight, and we can deal with that later. Alright, so this is a pretty interesting map. There's a giant ravine running through the middle of it. So I think what I'd like to do is let's bring our forces over here. Okay, the enemy's pretty far away. You know what? Maybe I should take advantage of this incline here, or I could have even stayed back there, but I'm guessing they're going to be pretty passive given that we have the numbers advantage. Typically that's what they do. If you have the numbers, they'll stay back and fight defensively. If they have the numbers, they'll charge. Let's go ahead and put my infantry just down this slope here. And I'm going to move the cavalry off to that flank, I think. I'm wondering if I can bait them to charge me over here, because I don't really want to give up this position if I can help it. If we have to, though, this hill here is not a bad spot either. The visibility is not great. Too many trees. Looks like we might be able to take advantage of this hill here. Still can't see a damn thing, though. That's unfortunate, because this would be great, but I won't be able to get my men up on these rocks, and they're not going to fire through the trees. Or they might, but they'll be firing more or less blind. Actually, right here. Oh, man. Yeah, let's do this. Everybody, get over here, please. And if we can get the archers, like, there, and have them face the enemy down here, that'd be great. And we'll just line the infantry up back there. Let's point them that way. So I think they will be able to climb this, but they're going to be moving so slow that it won't really matter if they try to rush the archers, because this is a pretty steep slope. Meanwhile, the cavalry can charge down this slope here pretty easily. Our cavalry, that is. In fact, we could put them here and give them an even easier time. And then the infantry will just have to defend like this part of the incline or something. They're not on the move yet. Yeah, they seem to be holding. Cavalry is shifting, but I'm guessing that's just them trying to realign to our positioning. Let's get you guys up a bit more. Make sure you can see. Infantry, get up here. I need you ready to intercept. Okay. Are you guys going to try to fire up over or what? They are firing. Problem is, I don't think anybody in the back there can see, which is really unfortunate. I might just let it go, though. Yeah, they're not all firing, but they're not all in danger either. And we've definitely got better crossbowmen firing than the enemy does. And we should have more of them. So I think we're okay. Even though we're not at 100% efficiency here, it should be enough. Are they moving? Yes. Alright, infantry, I want you to try to meet them there. I don't think they're going to try to climb that, but they might try to climb this. So right about there is good. Cavalry, go over there. Okay, cavalry's going down the slope. Cavalry, go ahead and charge. After the initial push, I will ask them to, or ask my lords to take over command. Oh, I should probably defend myself. Okay, so cavalry, I'm going to give you over to the AI. And, oh, I cut through like 3 of them there. Only one of them died, but I did hit several people, actually. How did they push through our line like that? I don't know how that worked out, but it did. Well, things are going pretty well for us, I think. Their cavalry seems to have made it to my archers, but since I have a bunch of spear-armed people intermixed in there, it doesn't really matter. Someone is flying Calatild's banner over there. Oh, there you are. I was like, who the hell is stirring these guys up? And sure enough, there was one little Vlandian there. Archers, why don't you move down slope so you can all all fire. If I could get through here, I'll try to kill this guy. The tree blocked me. That's my own dude. Oh god, this is such a mess. Okay, gotcha. Come on, don't let him kill your men. There we go. The tree blocked me on that one, unfortunately. Are you not dead? Okay, you are dead. So it looks like we're just on cleanup duty now. Ran my horse right into that tree, and I can't see a damn thing. Okay. Is that it? I think that's it. Yep, there it is. Fantastic. Terrain wins the day for us. We only had 4 deaths there. The enemy lost more than 20 times that. Of course, they're throwing mostly peasants and recruits at us, so they're bound to lose pretty ugly anyway. Alright, more prisoners to be had. I'll take the looters to leave in a garrison somewhere. Looks like we get another banner knight. And some more swordsmen. I really need more infantry. That's the one thing that we're not keeping up on very well. Granted, if you counted the footmen and the recruits as infantry, we would have a lot more. But because they don't have shields, I've been putting them with the archers so that their spears can at least protect the archers from cavalry. So that's why we're so low. And then we do have some prisoners that are willing to join us. Are we still... Yeah, we're pretty well over. So all these recruits, I think, can stay. I'll leave the peasants as well. I don't need peasants. Okay, perfect. Surprised Durthert hasn't escaped yet. Right, well, that took us pretty far out of the way and wasted quite a bit of our time. I'm going to stop in Sargo to leave some troops in the garrison. We'll go through Jokulon again, just because that's probably the fastest way anyways. And then, again, we'll go back to Gallon to restart our siege. Okay, so I'm going to leave Durthert here as well. It looks like we managed to take pretty much every lord we've encountered so far prisoner. I didn't actually take these guys prisoners, so that means the guys in our army did. But that's fine as long as we managed to do it. But I think they are going to stay imprisoned longer if I leave them in here. So Durthert's going to join them. And that'll be it. We'll probably be seeing him on the battlefield shortly regardless, but hopefully that at least keeps him locked up a little bit longer. And alright, so we're off to Jokulon and then back to Galland, where hopefully this time we won't be interrupted. Alright, so I think I'm content with what we have here. We're going to go ahead and start this siege, or the assault, excuse me. We've got our battering ram and 3 fire onagers. I queued up a 4th, but I don't want to wait forever to make this happen. The garrisons back at our towns are not great, and so we are a bit vulnerable in being so aggressive like this. We obviously saw I already had to run away once to go defend Sargo. I'd prefer not to have to do that again. So I think 3 is enough. We're going to go ahead and start this. We have 601 men against their 363. My party is, of course, mostly hardened veterans. Their garrison is going to be less so, quality troops. And then I'm guessing that most of the rest of our army is probably on par with these guys, but at least my party is, pretty legit. So let's do this. Okay, so we have 3 onagers that we can place. I think I prefer to have them a bit further back than, up here like this. They are going to be, or they're going to have better range than the enemy's ballista. So I think putting them further back is more to our advantage. So we'll have 2 here. and then one over there. We, of course, didn't bother with towers, so we don't need to worry about that. And we have our ram here. I'm hoping that the onagers can help take the pressure off of the ram, because if we lose the ram, we could be in real trouble. We also see that we have the ladders here and here, so we'll want to keep that in mind because I may need to help the AI implement those. As far as their defenses, they don't appear to be visible right now, but the enemy did have 4 ballista. We're probably going to see one right here, one right here, one right there, and I'm honestly not too sure where the last one will be. It could be over here on this tower, but I don't see the little outcropping for it, so possibly not. Could be right there on that little one. I guess we'll see. But I'm pretty pleased with that, so let's go ahead and begin our assault. Okay, so for starters, I'm probably just going to hold hereabouts, try not to get shot with anything, and as needed, I will run around and use my superior mobility to help my guys out. If I need to go deploy ladders, I'll do that, but we've seen if I do it too early, the enemy will just throw them right back down, so there's no point doing it now. Wow, we're already losing people. That's great. So my new weapon is this thing right here. It is a pole hammer called Justice. Roland is still a bit upset about the betrayal at Karis, and so he's out for justice, and this hammer is how he's going to achieve it. It's just a blacksmith's hammer head on a two-handed mace's, shaft, but it hits like a truck. It's a bit slow, but you don't want to be in front of this thing when he brings it around. I'm wondering, you know what, I am going to throw those ladders up now, because they don't seem to be moving all that quickly. And so I think if I even just get one of them, my guys should take the initiative and handle the rest. I just can't afford to have them sitting back there getting shot at while they do nothing. Yeah, here they come. They just needed to... Wow, did you guys really... Was that my fault? Did I bail too early or something? Or did they throw it back down before I even got it up? Come on, lift it. You got this. You got this. There we go. Alright, you guys can do the rest. Just needed the king to lead by example. Alright, so they're going to start assaulting the walls. That should slow down the enemy's missile fire a bit. It looks like we're already assaulting them over there. So I think what I'll do is dismount and join the gate crew. Come on, there it is. Let's not get shot. Gotta watch out because they will still have a line of sight on me over there, potentially. So if we hide right here, we should be okay. Alright. The ram has made it, and we are starting to batter this gate down. We're still losing men in the process. Things have not been going great for us so far. You can see all those kills racking up. But once these gates go, the tide should turn pretty quickly. Alright, one more hit should do it. Okay, we're through. Let's start battering these down. I'm going to issue an everybody charge order just to make sure that people are actually headed forward and not retreating. I might even do a shout just to... yeah, everybody ditched me. What the hell? Come on, guys. Alright, we're just about through. A couple more hits should do it. Alright, there it is. And, oh wow, there's a lot of dudes here. I'm going to do my best to push my way out of this pocket, because otherwise I'll just get stuck. And I think I'll attack from the rear, since the AI seems to not really do much about it. This one guy's going to try to stop me, but nobody else will. My hits aren't registering for some reason. I don't know what's going on with that. There we go. Look at all that green. Told you, once those gates go down, it's a whole different ballgame. Istin's racking up kills. Look at that. He even got a double kill. I'm trying to just swing this thing into the crowd. I'm doing damage on several people at once, but I can't quite tell what I'm actually hitting. Let's actually work our way over here. We'll try to catch these guys as they attempt to flee. Oh man, it is a hot mess. Oh, you know what? I forgot. Everybody was following me. So the entire blob was shifting along with me as I repositioned. So I'm going to issue a charge order, and that should make them a little bit more aggressive. 8th of Fledge just gained a level. Nice. And I think that's pretty much it. We've got to deal with the guys up on the wall still, because there are still, you know, a bunch up there. Istin gained a level as well, but again, now that we're through the gates, it's pretty much over for the enemy. This might not be the best weapon. Yeah, or maybe it is. I was going to say, it's a little bit claustrophobic in here. A two-handed weapon's maybe not ideal, but, you know, then we smashed his head in with it, and it was pretty ideal for that. Oh god, I can barely tell what I'm doing. Come on, push through, push through, push through. I mean, if this thing hits it like head level, it pretty much just kills them instantly. Which is interesting because the damage for it's not that high, but I think because it's blunt damage, it's doing a lot more than like a pierce damage would do. Because I think most of it's ignoring armor. Let's try to get topside, see if there's anybody still up there. I doubt it, but just in case. Oh yeah, someone's still working that ballista. Not for much longer. Come on. Don't let him drop you. Don't let him drop you with his stupid spear. There we go. Okay. My archers are still hanging out outside. I don't know what that is all about. I did issue a charge order for everybody. They don't appear to be listening, though. So we've got a lot of men over there blobbing up. Everybody's dead here. Fighting on the walls there is probably the last pocket of enemies, actually. I'm going to see if I can take advantage of this artillery here. Oh, I can't actually turn it that far. I was hoping I could wheel it around and start shooting into that crowd, but I can't actually. Okay, we've won the battle. Battle is over. Let me see your shield there, bud. Alright, cool. So that's the Black Knight of Kara's shield. I wish he'd hold still a bit more so we could get a better look at it, but yeah, it looks pretty good on his shield. Looks pretty damn good. And I'm pretty pleased with how well Justice did. Okay, so all in all, we lost quite a few men. 150 dead, another 86 wounded. A very small portion of that was from my party. I'm willing to bet that most of the dead are from all the recruits that my companions were bringing along. Not companions, but vassals. You know what they are. So yeah, it looks like for the most part what we lost was recruits. And yeah, so that makes sense. Nothing to really write home about there. Meanwhile, the enemy was more or less decimated because they had like 350 or so going into this, and we killed 200, we wounded another 150, so they are just gone. As far as prisoners go, I'm going to take them all. We'll leave whatever we can't take with us in the garrison. We've got a lot of level ups, so let's handle that very quickly here. How many of these? 6. So let's level them all up into infantry. We want those shields. That's very important. And okay, that's fine. We'll take all the loot, of course. So the fief has been captured. I have the option of taking it myself, and I think I will. Not because I intend to hold all these towns for myself. I'm only going to keep probably one of the 3 that we're currently holding. But I'd like to allocate them as I see fit. I don't want to leave it up to a vote. And since there's only like 3 clans in our faction right now, I don't want Calatild's clan or the Black Knights to have a bunch of towns. So I'm going to keep it, and then as people join us, I'll redistribute as I see fit. So I'm going to hold on to this. Alright, so Galland is now ours. We're at 360 with another 90 wounded. I wonder if we can take Ongar Castle. Actually, we could probably solo it, since they only have about 110 men. I think I will bring everybody along, though. Before we do, let's rest up in Galland for just a second. I might also do this tournament off camera. I don't really care about that. Let's see. I'd like to manage the town. Currently, they're working on a militia barracks, which is fine. In fact, militia barracks is one of the things I tend to prioritize, just because not having to manually put troops into the garrison is great. So as the militia generates itself, you need to worry less and less about that. I like putting the daily default to irrigation because food is probably the biggest concern for any of these larger places. And I think the granary is something that we need to... Granary and workshops, probably both things we need to prioritize. So let's add the granary and the workshops to the queue. We'll need to find governors for our towns as well. So that's something else I want to keep an eye out for in the comments. Is it would be great for you guys to submit characters that we can turn into governors. They can be knights, they can be noblemen, they can be merchants, but they should be of the Vlandian culture since we're in Vlandia now. As we start expanding into other cultures, territory, we can change that. But yeah, I'd like to put a governor in every town. And we'll make them relatively low skill to offset the fact that I'm having more than the game probably intends. But they can, of course, level up as we go along. I would just like to appoint them to have... Because in reality, somebody would be in charge of the town. It wouldn't have nobody in charge. And yeah, we'll figure it out from there. But I'd like to appoint some governors. It also looks like there's... Oh, okay. Well, it's not producing anything. What the hell is that? Oh, sorry. No, it is. I was just looking next to productions. So this doesn't have an image, I guess? It's producing wine, though. We've got beer, wine, and oil. Grapes, fish, and olives. So, I don't know about the beer necessarily. The wine makes perfect sense, though. Olives make perfect sense. I might buy the oil press or something. Let's actually take a walk around the town center. You guys seem to enjoy when I do that after we conquer a new town. Unfortunately, with the current game version that I'm playing, most of them are really similar. I'm going to level myself up here real quick. But while I kind of pan through here, I just wanted to say in the current game version that I'm playing, a lot of the town layouts are the same because they have just been kind of copy-pasted. But in the final version of the game, I believe the devs intend to have each town and castle be unique. So when we come back to play, you know, like with the 1.0 version of the game in a campaign, I'll probably redo these tours just because they'll be different, more than likely. Do tactics or leadership. Or maybe stewardship. I do like that our stewardship is going up pretty high. Leadership is also something that would be worth doing. We've got a little bit more of a buffer there, though. The green, or the yellow is starting to catch up to the green here, orange, or whatever you want to call that. Huh, I don't know. We've got plenty of green there in our combat skills. I wish they were leveling faster, but I guess I'm just not using them enough. I'm going to go stewardship. And that'll be the last focus point we can put in there. Okay, so Liena, do you have anything to spend? It doesn't look like it. Garvey doesn't either. Istin of Galand does. Yeah, so I wanted to bring attention to this as well. I asked in previous videos what this little number meant, and there was a couple of suggestions as to what it might be, but so far none of them add up. So, for example, on Roland it's a 1, but I actually had 2 things to do because I not only had a focus point to spend, I also had to choose, what was it? Was it in here or was it tactics? I had to choose a perk and I also had a focus point to spend. So if that was just indicating how many actions I needed to take in here, that would not be correct because for Roland alone it should have been 2. And if it was referencing everybody, it should have been much higher than that. Liena has nothing to do, and hers also says 1, so that even further leads me to believe that this doesn't really reflect anything. Garvey, again, nothing doing over here. He still has a 1. And then we get to Istin, who does have stuff to do, and he has, 3 actions to take, actually, and his says 0. So I have no clue. For one-handed, we have a perk to choose. Increased one-handed damage or increased hit points. Let's go one-handed damage, because if we get him good enough armor, his hit points aren't really going to matter that much. Also, like 3 hit points isn't very much. Though 4% of whatever his weapon damage is might not be very much either. We also have a focus point to spend. His riding is okay. His athletics could be better. I think like maybe leadership or stewardship. For now, let's throw it into stewardship. He's not going to use it right away, but I would like him to eventually be a party leader for us and then potentially a vassal. So that's something I'd like to work on. For his attribute point, do I want to go vigor, endurance, cunning? I'll probably go vigor or endurance. Let's go with vigor for now. Aethelfled leveled up. I think we'll give her a point in... let's go endurance for her. Those all seem to be fine. Her medicine skill was being worked on for a while, but it's not anymore. I don't know where I want to go with her. I'm just going to hold on to that for now, I think. Or, I mean, she's using her crossbow all the time. But she's got plenty of... Let's just go here, I guess. Dester has nothing. Soltild has nothing. Okay, so that's it. Cool. So that's done. Right, I was going to give you guys a quick tour, so let's do that. I'm not a huge fan of the outer walls here. I don't like this like hard 90-degree corner right in front of the gate. In reality, it would work pretty well in defending the gate because you have this nice little spot for archers to just rain death on anybody trying to approach, but in the game they don't really seem to utilize it, and so there's nobody actually sitting there shooting, you know, down here where I am, or if there is, it's not enough to really make a difference. So I would rather have it, you know, a little bit more, not flat like this, but maybe angled out. And that way a ballista could fire on the battering ram during the whole approach. Because if you put a ballista there, the tower is going to be blocking it until the ram is here. And at that point, it's too late. So, while in real life that might be a great setup, in the game it's not so great. Nice strong gatehouse, though. Big strong walls. I like that they're all stone, not like a wooden palisade or half wood, half stone. It's all stone. And let's see. So this is kind of the main square of town. We have the tavern to our right there. Actually, this might be the main square here. It's a little bit more open. We've got Roman the Cooper, one of the merchants. Let's go left first, because the olive press is going to be the closest thing to us. So this is the olive press. Right in here, and for some reason all of these businesses seem to have lighting bugs, but that's fine, I suppose. And I thought Buttermilk what's her face was here. Oh yeah, she's in there just hiding. Okay, so there she is. She's the owner of this place for right now. To our right, it looks like we have a couple of the hangouts for the less savory elements of the town back there. We might visit that in a second. Roman the Cooper, right here. He's got a quest. I think it's... I'll check it when we go back to the main menu. I don't want to do it from here. Waterfront is over there. Some more criminals. A couple more merchants here. Here's the wine press. Let's visit that. And Sigurtrud Sour Wine is there. I don't know if she's the one who should be running the wine press if her wine is sour. But here it is. Just a small little business. Nothing too fancy. There she is. Actually, you know what? While we're in here, let me talk to this shop worker. What's the most lucrative potential shop in this place? The wine press. Okay. Well, I was just curious. So they're saying the wine press is, at the moment, probably the most lucrative business. Here's the back street. We'll get a quick glimpse of this. If we ever need to hunt down spies, this is potentially where they'll be hiding. I do hope they implement the criminal stuff into the game soon, because it would be nice to be able to clear these guys out and have it actually go somewhere. Right now you can clear them out, but it doesn't really do anything. You can't station anybody there, be it, you know, criminals of your own or guards, so I don't see a point. You're basically just lowering the amount of potential recruits that you can get by pissing off the people that are already there. Waterfront is back there somewhere. I'm not going to try to find it. I mean, here's the brewery. Again, this is the one that doesn't necessarily have a reason to be here. This guy is a brewer, so that's good. But the business itself doesn't have access to grain very easily, so it could probably put a more lucrative business here and make more money. And here's the clearing, which is again another place for criminals to hang out. Oh, and there's the entrance to the arena. Looks like Istin is hanging out back here somewhere. What is he up to? Just hanging out. Okay. Alright. So yeah, another criminal hangout area. Nothing much going on though. Alright, so we're about to head into the Lord's Hall. This is a very imposing keep. Again, big stone walls all the way wrapped around. Solid gatehouse, though there's not actually gates on it, so it's not going to slow anybody down. Though it's a choke point, if nothing else. Dungeons over there. We're not going to go in, though. We can't actually get up on these walls, which is a bit disappointing, because some of the keeps in the castles, and even I think a couple of towns, you can actually get up there. And so if you really wanted to, during a siege, you could pull all your men back to like right here and get up on top of the walls and just defend this. I don't know how well that would work, or if the game would even let you do it. Like, you could do it, but you might lose because, you know, you've given up the outer walls. But yeah, wow, this is quite the keep. Let's see what it looks like inside. Okay, I really like this. This is probably the most regal of any town that we've seen so far in terms of, well, let's say Lord's Hall, maybe not the town itself. But I do like this banquet hall. This looks like a great place to hold court. Oh, we have double chairs, one for the king. I wish they were both the same if we were going king and queen. Maybe king and steward or something, because this is not befitting a queen. Just like a little hangout back here. Oh man, we got to go upstairs. This is my favorite hall so far. This is a bedroom. I don't know if it's the Lord's bedroom or just like a bedroom. There's something over here as well. What is this? Okay, so this is a office, maybe for the steward or the governor. Heckard and Sylvan are hanging out here. Let's see. We came in there. There's lots of doors. I want to check all these out. This just kind of loops around. Just more seating, it looks like. Okay, and this leads to the stairs. Ooh, it goes up and down. I'm guessing the down is a dead end unless it leads to the dungeon. But that's going to require a loading screen. Yeah, just a dead end. Okay. We did miss a few other things down here, so let's check those out before we head upstairs. We already went into that one, so let's see what's on the opposite end. There's Thomond. Yeah, kind of the same layout here. This is where the cooks work. We'll loop through here. Again, another staircase. And a dead end. Alright, let's head upstairs. I think we hit all the rooms that were here. Oh, this is so cool. Oh, I love this war room. This is so great. That's interesting. Is somebody gonna like preach from up here? Or maybe when the king makes his speeches, everybody can stand down there. But I feel like he would do it from his throne. This is kind of a weird spot, but whatever. It's cool. Cool area. Very cool area. Lots of guards hanging out up here. Let's work our way around. I think we can go up higher, but I'd like to see what else is on this level. Guessing I can't actually get past that, yeah. Shame. Maybe I can't go up higher. There are some rooms along here, though. Or maybe that's just more staircases. Yeah, maybe this isn't a room. Staircase, and yeah, that's it. Still, this is a really cool area, and I love the vaulted ceiling. This is definitely my favorite Lord's Hall so far. It's a bit tempting to hold on to Galand for that reason, because this is far more worthy of a king than any other Lord's Hall we've seen so far. However, I have other plans for Galand, and so I probably won't be holding on to it as much as I would love to hold court here. Alright, so I wanted to see what Roman's thing was. Oh right, he wanted me to basically bring him some cheaper wares or something like that. I always forget what that quest is. I've also got another tournament here. I think I'll handle that off camera though, because I would like to try to besiege On Guard Castle today before we leave. So yeah, let me just knock this out real quick. Oh, you know what? It might be kind of fun though, because we've got a bunch of lords here. So let's try to do the tournament really fast. I know you guys are probably sick of tournaments. They happen far too often in Bannerlord. But, you know, I was hoping more people would join. That's unfortunate. Well, since all the lords aren't taking part, I'm going to skip through this for the most part. So unfortunately I lost in the finals there to a hardened crossbowman. It was Bill Hooks in the final, and I had very little HP, so even just getting clipped was enough to down me in one shot. Okay, so I think our business here is done for the time being. Let's go ahead and make our way to On Guard Castle, which should be the last thing that we do today, but also potentially the last battle. Oh, Durther is here again. So I guess he made it out of our... he made it out of our dungeon pretty quickly, if he was able to assemble an army that large. Well, we'll defeat him. I'm actually going to spend some influence to get my army together a little bit better. Better cohesion. We're going to have to defeat him, and then I guess we'll end it there, and we can come back with a siege at On Guard Castle next time. I wasn't planning to have to fight another big battle like this. But this actually, I think, does work in our favor in that... I'm glad we found him now, because if we started this siege and then he slipped past us to Galand, or really any of these towns, he could take it with that army, and we'd be in a lot of trouble. But if we fight him here, we should be able to win without too many casualties. I'm guessing that this is mostly recruits again. He did put it together pretty fast. I'm seeing 96 recruits. There was like 21 volunteers from the Vlandians or something. So yeah, this should be an easy victory. If we can catch him, of course. And then they should be quiet for a while we do our siege. Plus, this gives us more time for our people to heal up. Oh, don't make me fight in the forest. Oh, this is going to suck. Well, let's do it. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to split my cavalry. Because I like having two groups of it. Just so I can have, you know, one on each flank. So I'm going to ask everybody to start moving up. And we'll try to find a suitable place to do battle here. You know what? This little hill is as good a place as any. This is going to let my archers kind of see over the infantry. So let's set them up right here, I think. And then we'll put the infantry in a shield wall, just kind of down slope. And let's see, I'm going to ask my one group of cavalry to go over there and the other group to go here. So one on each flank, protecting our archers. What are they doing over there? I don't think they're going to be very aggressive. So I might need to move. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to fight from where we would like to. I need more infantry. Way too many crossbows, not nearly enough infantry. Well, if we advance up to like here, maybe this could work. They seem to want to set their... You know what? They're going to be stupid. I'm going to put my archers right here. And we'll do something like this. We'll put one group of cavalry off to that flank. And I'm actually going to send the other group to the other side of the river. But they're setting up in the water. Like absolute idiots. So I'm going to try to take advantage of that if I can. Alright, so we're starting to move up. couldn't quite get the archers in the position I wanted, so we're pushing forward. The enemy is still in the water, so I don't know what they think they're doing, but it's not going to end well for them. Meanwhile, we should start shooting these guys into Swiss cheese as this kind of plays out. Cavalry, I'm going to ask to engage their cavalry over there. Go ahead and charge, actually. Infantry, advance into the enemy's infantry since they're starting to engage, and let's push this cavalry up that flank. And I might join them. Go ahead and charge. I'm going to pass command over of Group 3 to the AI, and this is just an absolute crush of men right here. I think that worked out pretty well for us. Let's stab you guys in the back. Thought for sure I'd get that kill. I guess not quite so lucky there. I got him though, somehow. I snuck my lance in there. This is getting a little bit messy. It looks like my archers have been pulled into melee. Which is never ideal, but it happens. Ouch. Gotta be real careful about that. Infantry, where did you go? Oh, that guy's already done. Somehow I got a kill there. This is a little bit too chaotic. I can't quite track what's happening. Just do my best to pick off stragglers as I see them. Oh, you're not on my side. You know what? I'm going to help my cavalry over here, I think. No, no. Oh, still somehow got him, even though he was going the same direction as me. Okay, let's double back around. Try to skewer you. I'm actually not using the lance. This is like a long, fine steel spear or something. It's the longest polearm I could find, which helps dealing with spearmen on foot, because I can stab them before they stab me, which is kind of difficult when you don't have a major reach advantage. Sometimes they'll get your horse before you get to them. I don't know what's happening at this point. The battle seems to be over, so I think I'll just tell everybody to charge. I'm always a little bit hesitant to do that because sometimes it's not as over as it looks. Oh, that guy's on my side. Sometimes there's still pockets of enemies that are fighting, and you tell people to charge, you lose formations, and all of a sudden you see a bunch of your men die. Here that doesn't seem to be an issue though. I think it's definitely over. Okay, so we lost 27 in total. I'm guessing very few of those were actually of my men. Yeah, only 3. Most of what we lost was recruits in my vassals' parties, which is to be expected. Okay, so Vartan, we will take you... Wait, will we take you prisoner? Yeah, definitely. You're not somebody I would be interested in recruiting. And that appears to be it. I'll take all of these troops. They're mostly Battanians, but it doesn't really matter what culture they are when we're throwing them at the walls of a castle. So yeah, we'll take them on. We'll upgrade as much as we can here. Yeah, give me those shields. Gotta have shields. I'll take another gallant out of my prisoner train. Again, I don't really care what they are. They're probably going to die in this siege, so I'll take them on, and if I decide not to keep them later, I will just throw them in a garrison somewhere. As far as prisoners go, I need to make some room here. Don't need recruits or footmen, if I'm being honest. So that gave me some space. Let's make sure I get the gallants. All of them. I think there was a knight as well. Yep. And I'll take the light cavalry. No, I won't, because that'll put me over. So I'll just leave it at there. All the loot, if you don't mind. And there we have it. So we still have a pretty decent sized fighting force here. We'll make our way back to the castle, and Garios, you bastard. Alright, that's something we're going to have to deal with next episode. Luckily for us, trying to pause. The Sturgeons, I think, declared war on Vlandia at some point between episodes. So they are at war with more factions than we are. We're only at war with Vlandia and now Garios over here in the west. And that's actually who I was planning on declaring war on after Vlandia, so he probably got wind of that, knew what was coming, or just kind of, you know, could see where things were headed. But my hope is that we can defeat these guys, take this castle. That will give us all of the land south of this river, except for Talavel there, but that's held by the Battanians, and they hold the castle, which is actually here, so I don't really care about that. Even though that was actually our starting fief, it doesn't matter to me. That'll give us all the Vlandian territory south of this river to start our kingdom with. We're at war with these guys now. I'd like to take both of these castles and Ortizia and probably end the war there, or maybe I'll go take this castle too. But that'll give us a nice sort of natural barrier between us and our enemies. This pass here being sort of the main point of traversal between our territory and everybody else, but there's a castle defending that. Actually, two. We have Usank and Thraktore. So we'll make sure that those are well defended. But then all we need to really worry about is people kind of crossing the rivers over here to attack us, and over here. But again, that forces them to come from very specific points to attack us versus, you know, if we held something out in the middle, like Yalmaris, they could come from basically anywhere to attack us. Same with Zionica. They can come from the south, they can come from the north, they can come through the mountain pass from the west. So yeah, I think right about here, starting our kingdom is perfect, absolutely perfect. I'll do my best to recruit some more lords as well, because we obviously can't just keep taking land. We need people to rule over it and garrison it, etc., etc. So that's what we'll try to do moving forward. I'm going to do my best to get everything set up for next episode so that we can, of course, take this castle, make peace, and then move on with our next conquest. With that, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I had a great time playing some Bannerlord with you. Please continue to submit characters. I want to continue to flesh out our party and our kingdoms as well. So it'd be great if we could keep that going. But also, I know some of you have already submitted some. I'm going to try to implement them soon. I've just been very busy with getting the troop tree done. So that's something I'm going to work toward too. But with that, thank you again for watching. I look forward to seeing you guys back here for the next episode.